Hey everybody, this is Philip Rump Harry, and I'm here to do this month's film that was picked by Ian, um, Grand Hotel from 1932. Um, and everybody, I think almost everybody's done there except for Jay. I haven't seen Jay's video yet. Um, yeah, what can I say about this film? I love this film. Ian doesn't couldn't get through a half hour of it, or maybe 45 minutes. Understandable. It is a slow drama. It's based on a play, well, a book, and then a play about different characters living in this grand hotel in Germany, each with their own different problems. And of course, it stars John Barrymore, Lionel Barrymore, the two Barrymore brothers, um, Wallace Beery, Joan Crawford, Greta Garbo, and many, many more people in this film. And these were the biggest stars at MGM. Matter of fact, Wallace Beery, unless you were familiar with the 1920s and 1930 films, he was the biggest star at this time. When you think of 1930 films, people from the 1930s, you would think Clark Gable, Cary Grant, maybe Spencer Tracy. But Wallace Beery was the highest paid and the most popular actor in the 30s, at least in the early part of the 30s, and the most popular. So the draw was for him mainly, and probably Greta Garbo because she was a rising star at the time. Um, she's done, I think by this time, Anna Christie. She plays a ballerina in this film, and her famous line, "I want to be alone," comes from this film. So simple, the word becomes a catchphrase. Um, and it'd be parodied over years in Warner Brother cartoons, or cartoons or in movies. Blazing Saddles, matter of fact, Madeline Kahn's character, uh, I can't remember her name in the movie, but anyways, she parodies Marlene Dietrich and Greta Garbo in this film. So yeah, I can see where most people, if you don't put yourself in that time frame from the 1930s, it's funny because this movie came out the same year my mother was born. Um, but if you don't put your mindset in the 1930s, like I try to do, like if I watch movies from the 20s or the 30s, I put my mindset into that time, thinking, okay, hey, Wallace Beery is a big actor, John Barrymore is a big actor, Greta Garbo is a big actor, then this has got to be a great film. And it is for its time. It is for its time. It's a good film. It's slow moving. It's actually a tad bit long. I think it could have been trimmed down. Um, it's heavy in dialogue. There's really no action into it until towards the end of the movie. Um, the scene with John Barrymore and Wallace Beery. Great performances. I would give to John Barrymore, and Wallace Beery, and Joan Crawford had the best performances. Greta Garbo, I think Mike said, was kind of lackluster um, in this film. Um, her character didn't. Uh, I don't know. I didn't have nothing for her character in this movie. Seems like she was just placed there, and her scenes with John Barrymore, how they fall in love real quickly. He's in there trying to rob jewelry. He's a baron, and he's broke. He's supposed to be rich, but he's broke. He owes people money, and he sets to steal jewelry to get to pay off his debt. But he winds up falling in love with Greta Garbo, and the same with her. But these were the type of way they only had so much time back in those days to make a movie that people fall in love real quickly with each other in these movies in 5 minutes, it seems like. Yeah, I remember watching the Petrified Forest. I'm kind of like going off here a little bit, which I normally do. But anyways, I'm watching Petrified Forest, and Betty Davis character falls in love with not George Sanders. Trevor Howard. Yeah, Trevor Howard's. No, that's not right. But anyways, the character. It'll probably pop to me 10 minutes later. But he falls in love right at the back. The scene at the beginning of the movie when they meet each other. They fall in love with each other and want to run off and get married. It seemed like a popular thing in the 30s. They just meet each other. Lionel Barrymore's Crinkle Line. It was kind of annoying after a while. I always loved Lionel Barrymore. And it's funny not to see him playing a curmudgeon old man in this film. But mostly the Dr. Lionel Barrymore is famous for the Dr. Gillespie films in that time, and and nowadays there'd be people who know him from It's a Wonderful Life as Mr. Potter. I also remember him, I think, in The Little Colonel with Shirley Temple. Always played grumpy guys. He also played in Key Largo as well, with Humphrey Bogart and Edward G. Robinson. But it was good to see him playing a different role, kind of a weak role compared to his brother, who was playing the Baron, but had issues, which John Barrymore had in real life. So, is it worth a watch? I think so. It is worth a watch. If you're not familiar with films from the 1930s, I would watch it, even if you're doing I'm going to watch all the Best Picture, Academy Awards for Best Picture. Yeah, this one would be one of the ones you want to watch, of course. Motorcycle going by. I was going to say it was directed by Edmund Gould. I couldn't remember who else was in it. But Bob's plant, my wife's plant, they won't grow. And now it's got my grandson's sock in it. But anyways, yeah, I would watch it just for the historical factor of it. I love the cinematography on it. I do have the Snapper Case DVD. I never upgraded it to the Blu-ray yet. Maybe eventually down the line, that will happen. And see how it looks like on Blu-ray. And see if they did any restoration to it. But I think it's a fine movie. But like I said, you got to put yourself in that time period. Now, must admit, and I do this with every movie I start up, I watch and then I wind up dozing off 20 minutes, 30 minutes into the movie. Then I always have to go back and rewatch scenes. But this happens a lot lately. I don't know what the deal is. It's not because of pure boredom, because I've seen this movie several times. Matter of fact, it's probably one of the first times when I restarted my DVD collecting movie collecting. This is one of the first ones when it became available I bought. I had a small collection, and then I had to move. I moved from Fort Lauderdale up to North Florida. Like, you want to hear this story? Anyways, I sold a lot of my stuff, the movies and DVD player and such like that. And so I started off, and then I started collecting these older films, which I love to death, because these are the movies I watched, on $1 Million Movie in New York when I was a kid. Channel 6 in Fort Lauderdale. These were the type of movies, classic movies that were on Saturday or Sundays, or even late night movies. So I'm just rambling on here. So yeah, check it out. The Grand Hotel this month. Ian's pick, great pick. Even though he didn't care for it too much, but that's all right. We can't like everything, right? That's how the world goes around. So thank you for watching. Next month is June. It's my pick, and we got to see what it is. We were going to take a break, but then we decided to move along. So, peace out, everybody. Be safe. Bye.